that an apple?
The
It is an
OG
apple.
Japanese.
Ooh,
strat-
yeah.
You know how long it took me to find this? Hey everyone, welcome back to Minus Cast episode 23. I'm here with Chari, Nathaniel Bandy, Tetrabit, and of course myself, Swanky, for talking about the Mario 64 conspiracy iceberg. Now, if you've been on the internet at all, on Twitter, on YouTube, you've probably encountered an image of this iceberg that keeps going deeper and deeper with all these weird cryptic, clues on it. Talking about different aspects of Mario 64, the spookiness that they contain, or just the weird elements that developers left behind in the game. And today we're going to be talking about that on the cast.
There's so much that we could talk about because we're going to throw up a picture of the iceberg. There's like a billion things that are either creepypasta material, really dumb, or it's like things that were cut out of the game. And the past couple months, like Swinky said, you've probably noticed some videos of people making personalized copies of Mario 64 where the game like glitches out or does really weird, just like creepy things to it. So where do you even start with something like this? So
I guess you
iceberg.
start
At the top,
man.
I would. Yeah, I was
Start
gonna
at the top.
At the top, see, we have Space World 95 Beta, L is Real, Parallel Universes, Half A Press, all sorts of stuff like that.
So I think it's interesting because at the top, I mean, those are all believable things. I mean, you talk about parallel universes and stuff like that. Like, that's obviously crazy Mario 64 stuff, right? But people know it exists and they know what it's for, given the explanation video. So it's like, even though conceptually you would think like that's absurd, it should be lower, it's actually at the top because it is technically common knowledge at this point with how many people know it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I know all of these, except I don't think I've ever heard of Babon Battlefield Bridge hanging. I have no idea what that is.
Wait, bridge
That's,
hanging? What is that?
I'm
That's when you
assuming.
can-
I'm assuming they're talking about like the first bridge in Bob on Battlefield where you can
the
like
seesaw
grab to the
thing.
bottom. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's like,
that kind of hanging. Okay, I get
yeah.
it.
Yeah, not like the other, not like the.
I thought it was like some creepy pass where they were hanging someone at the bridge.
It's like Luigi's Mansion suicide again.
yeah.
So what's the big deal about the bridge going up and down?
Yeah, it's just like, like right when you start, there's like that bridge, the ramp going up that has the coins underneath it. Yeah, so if you jump, you can actually grab onto the bottom and like hang off of it and
Like monkey bars.
crawl up.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's never been explained why or like why it's coded like that. I guess
Yeah,
that's that mystery.
I think that was probably something that they were supposed to cut out of the game. I think I discovered that a couple years ago just by complete accident. And I was like, why can't I do this? Super weird.
Yeah.
Same with the bridge to the front of the castle. Also,
Yeah,
I believe
I
has
also-
the same.
I also noticed it in also the front of the castle, just like right above the entrance, like right above the front door to Peach's castle. But you can't do it as Mario. For some reason, when we did one of our 10v1s, I was able to do it as Waluigi. I guess his hitbox is just bigger, but yeah, you can't do it as Mario. I tried it after. You can only do it, or I did it as Waluigi. But you can like climb on the ceiling or whatever there. I think it's in one of the videos. I'm sure if someone goes back and finds it, it's there. I'm pretty sure it's the one we did where everyone played as Waluigi or whatever. But that really weirded me out. So I'm sure it's like a characteristic a certain, I guess, object can have, and they kind of just like threw it around to random objects.
It seems like something you can apply to any object, at least any ceiling of an object.
Yeah.
And then there might have just been some spots where the developers just didn't feel reason to take it out because they were in the middle of like finishing the game or whatever, or they just forgot that it was there. And it might have just been something that they were using in testing purposes, and that's why you still see it in the bridge hanging. Because, like, think about if you're beta testing this game. Are you going to test if the bottom of that bridge in Bubble Battlefield you can hang off of it? Like, what's the odds of that actually happening?
Yeah.
Pretty small, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's just interesting looking through all these different things, and like some are just hardcore, like it feels like he's just hardcore memeing, and then the other ones are like, that's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And there's like no real clear indication and where that line is drawn.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
I
looking
should
at the
also
next...
point out that
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say before we go on, I should point out that I actually know the guy that made the original version of this photo.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't know. Shout out to Red Bees. I didn't know he made it for the longest time. I was approached by several people. They're like, they vaguely mentioned, they're like, oh, I know the creator of the original image. And then after I made my first video, he reached out to me. He's like, yeah, actually, I was the one that made the original image and posted it on 4chan or whatever. I was like, what? No way. Wow. So I guess I don't know if, like, if he just randomly came up with some of these ideas. I guess I should ask him, or if a lot of these. I know obviously a lot of these existed before this image was made, but I wonder how many of these things he just like came up with and threw them on the iceberg.
Get him on the cast, dude.
I think honestly, I think a lot of them are, I mean, pretty substantial in terms of things that have been just discussed online at some point.
Yeah.
So honestly, having them all collected outside of like I knew in the back in the day that they had like the Mario 64 Mysteries Guide, and they had like different websites associated with things like this. And you know, nowadays all of it takes place in like Discord chats typically, and like on Reddit and stuff. But yeah, it's really cool just seeing all this compiled, and with a bunch of new stuff that even I haven't seen, even if some of it is just for the laughs.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of this, and there's some things on here going down to the next layer that I've never heard of. I've heard of the bugged fire texture. I know what that is. Mips throwing, I've heard of that. I've heard of the yellow cap switch. It was going to be in the game, but they didn't really have. I forgot what the use was for that. But I've heard of a couple of these things. And then there's
I think it's a shell. Or maybe
that's right. It was
shell?
for the shell, I think. It was going to like spawn a shell.
I think it's still in the game. I think, if someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if you do load it in and activate it, I think it enables and disables just the coin blocks / like just the yellow blocks that have either coins, shells, or stars, or whatever.
Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah.
But then there's stuff like don't become his lunch, E.T. and pyramid, volcano blocks. I don't know what any of that stuff is. I feel like a lot of it's just
I didn't
random.
Yeah, like I didn't know what the ET in the pyramid was too until like I looked it up, and it's like there's two textures of like hieroglyphics inside the pyramid. Yeah, and it's just like one of them like vaguely looks like ET. That's pretty much all that one is, and I don't know. There's probably some more lore around it, how like aliens built the pyramid or something. But
well, what else? What's don't become his lunch? Oh, that's Mario.
This hazy maze cave. That's when the sign talking about Dory.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's like, hey, here's a friendly dragon. Oh, don't get killed by him.
That's right. Don't
because you can.
See, Womp King turns into the castle. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't actually think about it like that. Once they kill the Womp King, they use his body to build the castle. That's actually kind of messed up.
They use him as bricks.
Pretty messed up. Not gonna lie. Wow.
It is messed up because I mean he literally tells you that Womps are pretty much all pavement in the Mushroom Kingdom.
We build your bridges. That whole line. Yeah. Oh my god.
It kind of reminds me of Origami King, how like certain things just have like sentience and some don't. Like it's like
the fire logs. Yeah, the wood. Yeah, they're like, we're gonna burn to death, but we'll be reincarnated, so it's fine. We'll be all right. Feel bad.
So there's like that house. There's like that house that's literally alive, and it's like, okay, why does this house get to be alive, and why doesn't this one? Like, where's the line of sentience here?
Who was turned into what?
That makes me laugh. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Secret Aquarium. I don't know what the mystery is around that.
I don't know what Secret Aquarium.
Which one?
I think it's just going behind the fish, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the level is like, I think it's called like the Secret Aquarium. That's like the level you jump into, the secret start. But I guess there's some more lore around it, why it exists.
I think it's referencing the fact that you can go behind, like the other Secret Aquarium is literally the aquarium inside the hub world, and you can actually go in there because
the BLJ into those,
yeah, or you can just like glitch through them. I've done that. I think I did that when I was playing Mario Odyssey 64 because this was not like the actual hack, but like just the cappy mechanics where you could capture the fish, and then once you're the fish, you can go back to Mario, and you're stuck inside the aquarium for forever. So
yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, that was.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even water. It's just like
it's
not
like
water
nothing.
back there, right?
Yeah.
It's just an illusion. It's just an illusion. Yeah.
I feel like the Secret Aquarium in general is just super strange. It's like this giant square room with 4 different colored windows in the middle of the sky. It's like very bizarre. People joke about the Peach's Secret Slide being like this interdimensional slide that doesn't make any sense in the castle, and then you have this giant.
What does?
Yeah, right.
I feel like the aquarium, like it was probably just like some test they did for the swimming mechanic, and they're just like, you know what? Let's slap some coins in. Let's call it a level. Let's just throw it in.
You can do
might as well.
Someone threw a handful of red coins in, like pennies into a fountain.
Yeah, probably the one I find the most fascinating is the the blarg word because that was like an unused enemy, and I kind of wish that was like actually implemented because that was a pretty fun enemy like in Yoshi's Island. So like from what I can remember, the texture is like not really done, just the animation is completed, but that's really it. But
I think someone
still got
restored
models
it
there.
for the PC port.
Oh,
Really?
really? And I think
Or
it
the
just
original
appears-
game.
Not restored. They I think took the assets in and re-implemented them in a way where it actually functions now.
And I think they're in Lethal Lava Land and maybe inside the volcano, although I can't remember
Would make sense,
where
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I think that would be... Isn't there... There's no more lava levels besides just that, so be the only
Yeah.
place.
I think
Bowser
some of
in
my
the Fire
Fire
favorite.
Sea.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
yep. Bowser in the Fire Sea, too.
I think some of my favorite things regarding the iceberg is that like if you were to go on like Reddit or something, there's like these posts where it's like Mario at the bottom of the volcano, right, looking up, and they're like, "What's that mysterious red circle at the top?"
Yeah, right?
There's like 40 comments, and then like the highest voted one's like, "Oh, that's just the opening to the volcano." But it's like all these people theorizing. It's just so funny. Like,
Yeah.
I love it.
Trying to find
Ghoul
meaning in
Metal. That's
every
a
little
classic
thing.
one.
The gold medal, dude.
I
is
feel
really
like-
good.
Metal.
I feel like if I grew up with this game, I would have fallen for that too. I've been like, what's the ghoul medal? Where do I find the ghoul medal?
But that reminds me of another item from Donkey Kong 64. What was it called? The scroll of something. Like it's mentioned in the instruction booklet. Cranky's like seek out the scroll of knowledge or something, whatever it's called. And it's like a joke. It's like it's meant to be like a joke towards people that try to complete the game, try to find everything. But for the longest time, people are like, "Where's the scroll of knowledge? I can't find it." And then,
Sounds like a
turns out it
mystery
just-
bit waiting to happen.
it just honestly, probably. I think that's a good idea.
One day I
love
found the
Donkey Kong
scroll
64.
of knowledge. I wish I didn't.
Scroll of justice. Hyper-realistic blood oozed out of the scroll.
Oh, God.
And then Donkey Kong looked at me and he said the bad words.
Okay, what else do we got? Let's move deeper. Let's move to the bottom
Let's
of
get-
the iceberg.
Let's get
The
further
very
down.
bottom?
Let's get to the real good stuff.
Like how deep
Okay.
are we talking? Like original
third,
chart
fourth-
deep or like
Right off the
off
bat,
the chart?
right off the bat, there's something that I think is super weird and interesting. I don't know if like this is just how it is, but like there's a black rectangle in between Zelda 64 beta assets and Wet Dry World, and
Oh, I
64
didn't notice that.
is Freemason initiation, which is really dumb.
Well,
But I don't. What the hell is that about? Like,
There's some hidden
it's
stuff on
bugging
the
me.
iceberg too. If you were to increase the brightness up all the way, you'll see some weird code. I think in below the Wario tier, you'll see it off to the right. A bunch of capital letters and stuff. I don't know what it is, but it's there. It's
I
like
do this.
Find Us at Freddy's hiding
Enhance.
clues and images.
enhance. Computer enhance.
Zooms in. It's Nathaniel Bandy every time. Bringing it back.
Of
It's been a
course.
couple of years.
Hell yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah, I'm still
That'd be
looking at
pretty
more
funny.
of these. So we have Big Boo's Haunt Forest. That sounds like a lost level. Or something.
Take it away.
There's two things I've heard, and I think I covered both in my video. One theory from that is that there is like a scrapped level that was featured in like the Space World beta that looked like a different level. They're just theorizing it. There was supposed to be a second one or just an earlier version of Big Boo's Haunt. And the other explanation I've heard is that when you jump into Big Boo's Haunt, it's like daytime outside, and we're all led to believe that Mario's just shrinking down into the cage and everything stays the same.
Oh, yeah.
But when you jump into the level, everything's dark. So the theory goes that like Mario shrinks down, so at that size, all the blades of grass surrounding the cage appear to be those trees around the level, just because they're that big. And I guess they block out enough sunlight that it makes the whole cage turn dark.
You
So,
know, I
guess
literally
that's
never
theory.
thought of that. Because, like,
Yeah, me
I always
neither.
just saw that, yeah, he shrinks down, he's going into a level. I never realized, wait, he's in the same location. It's actually a good point. That's actually super clever. Why don't more games do stuff like that? That's actually really cool.
Big house.
Exactly, yeah. You have to, like, get larger. Or no, you shrink down and you have to go through a big house. See, that'd be great. The end screen. What is the end screen? I know what that is, but what significance does it have?
What does it mean?
There's like isn't there like a weird face on the end screen in the
yeah,
background?
yeah, yeah.
Like the
It's in the
squished Yoshi
background. It looks like
face?
it looks like a happy, yeah, it looks like a squished Yoshi face or something. Yeah. Stuff like that. I don't know if I believe in it. I think it's just like pareidolia or whatever. Where like your brain, once you,
it just
once
sees
the
face.
power of suggestion. Yeah, once you have the power of suggestion, you see it every time, kind of like clouds or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's just how our brains work. So we see things. We're very good at seeing faces that don't exist. I remember that happened with. I guess the oldest example I can think of that is, the moon had a face on it, but it was just like mountains. But our brains are like, hey, that looks like a mouth and eyes or whatever. Kind of the same idea.
Right there.
Yep. Womp's Fortress Interior. Yeah, that's the hidden one-up.
Well, yes and no. I think the idea is it's a fortress, but you can't get inside it, so it's kind of weird.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess that's true.
I mean, when you're grasping at anything left at the core of Mario 64,
yeah,
those are some of the things that you come up with.
The Mario 60 core, if you will.
The Mario
That's right.
60 core.
We are in the core right now of the lore.
I did like the Rainbow Rides Village one, just because it's like that's sort of stuff that is hidden off screen, but it like does exist, and it makes you wonder like, huh, I wonder what that's about. Like obviously there's no story behind it, but it makes you wonder like, if there was, who would be living there? What's going on there? Why do people live here?
Yeah,
All I'm thinking of is like Piana Village. When I
Yeah.
see Rainbow Rides Village, it's just like Piana Village, except it's brighter with rainbows. That's all I can imagine.
I think it's the extension of games that build upon Mario 64 as a core. It's kind of, there's a lot of interesting things like that, like how Mario 64 DS, implemented some things. I think there's a couple things on here that are, I think it's Ally
with Info.
Ally with Info is a Mario 64 DS thing, where it changed between the two games. Trying to think what else.
The course in the Bowser painting, I think, is one too, because like it's pure black in the OG game, but it's like greenish or something.
The course in the Bowser painting.
Yeah, so like the course in the Bowser painting in the original 64 game is like completely back, like the one that has Peach turning into Bowser. I think it's the first Bowser stage.
Okay.
Like the course in the
Oh,
background is just like black, and it's like okay,
Peach
whatever.
turning into Bowser. When is
I
that?
don't think that's. I don't think that background's a course. Isn't that just like? I don't know.
Because in
That's
the
the Bowser
DS
process.
in the DS version, they changed it to like a greenish, like cloudy background, and it looks a lot like the Dark World from the original one.
Oh, okay.
Because I know there was a theory a long time ago, like because there's obviously the invisible wall, so you can't get to that painting. But there always has been a theory that like there was a way to break through that invisible wall, and there would be either another set of doors that collapses underneath, or you could jump into the painting and access like a secret Bowser level behind it or whatever.
I was always fascinated by
there
that,
is nothing
that
there.
starry picture before the 70 star door, or the not 70 star, the one before Tic Tac Clock, before you go up
50
that
star,
staircase. Yeah, like that. Just like it's like a cropped section of the wall tile from the upstairs area, but I was like, why is this here? This is like the weirdest looking painting in the castle.
Yeah, there's a lot of just like unused paintings. Oh, some of them are repeats, but that one's pretty interesting just because it looks so different.
Speaking of that tiling, I don't know if you guys seen those videos. They're like formed around every copy is personalized or whatever. They're made by what's the channel? Mario Nova.
Greenio, Mario Nova, yeah. Some others.
Yeah, Mario Nova 64. We're like it's straight up ROM hacks, or no, they're totally real. But they're just like they look so similar to the real game, but they're just different enough. So it's like it really has that sort of like a Discord, pardon the pun. But like, cause like there's like that one room, I think in the basement somewhere, where like he's going around the corner, and it looks almost the same as the 30 star door in the basement, except in this version it's like a lot like a key door. And I think there's like a painting of Lethal Lava Land to the side of it. And it's just like, it looks so close, but it's just different enough that it's just like, honestly, kind of creepy.
Honestly,
yeah.
I haven't seen those videos that you're talking about, but that sounds awesome. And when you guys sent me those videos last night, that's all I could think of. I was like, what if like Hayes or someone just like made like the smallest changes to the game? That's like, wait, I know this game well enough that I know that this isn't here, but is it? Like that'd be so great. It's so like mind messy.
Yeah.
Like,
You should definitely check out a couple of those videos. They're kind of, it's hard to describe because they're only creepy because everything looks so familiar, but there's like something so off about them.
It's like
and that's what makes it creepy. So I would
it's like
definitely
those YouTube videos.
send a couple.
Oh, good.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna send a couple to Nam afterwards just so you can
Yeah.
see what we mean. 'Cause, yeah, it's super weird. Like it's the weirdest type of creepypasta because we're all so familiar with how Mario 64 looks. So
It's like Uncanny Valley, but not in regards to people. Like
right.
Yeah.
Right.
it's
Yeah.
I guess the best way.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've seen the thumbnail for this, but I didn't know what it was.
yeah, I
Have
should
you seen
gotta
those
give it a watch.
those YouTube videos that have like it's like familiar places that seem so distant, but it has like really. Have you guys seen those where it's like unfamiliar places that make you feel at unease or something? It's just like a picture of like an abandoned room with like a weird staircase. It kind of gives like the same
yeah.
sort of feelings that those have.
Yeah.
Well, sort of a sidetrack, like something that I found recently, like I guess in the horror community or something. It's like this photo of a room that people debate, like, does this room exist or not? Because like they can't tell if it's like generated in CGI or if it's like an actual place, and people are like trying to find where it is. It's like it definitely gives off like that creepy older US house vibe.
Yeah.
Because like the floor is carpeted and like the setup of it, like even I looked at it and felt like I feel like I've been there, but it's weird because I don't even know if it exists.
I feel like someone just found one of those rooms. I remember seeing a post on it that someone's like, I finally found where this is from. I didn't check it out though because I didn't know the context, but
Right.
I did see it circulating around. I think with the whole like personalization thing, it's just interesting because I kind of talked about this when I covered the topic, but like the whole idea of, we're so familiar with the concept of messing with what we know within video games, in regards to ROM hacks and stuff like that. But like, I can't, like, it'd be mind blowing to me if that stuff was commonplace back in the day. When we all were gullible kids. And, I joked about in my video talking about how like, if you got a cartridge of Mario 64, but like there's something off about it that someone changed and they returned it to the rental store. And someone actually put because I was like, that would be my ultimate goal if I had a time machine. I would do that. I would totally do a repro cart with like a ROM hack on it. But I was thinking about it. I was like, I would feel bad doing it, but like you could technically do that at a flea market or at a convention. Just sell
Very
like a
easily.
really cheap version of Mario 64 or something, or give it out to someone.
Dude, that could be like a whole booth. You just have like 100 Mario 64 carts, but they're all ROM hacks and they're all like super weird. So they're literally personalized. That would actually be so cool.
That would be hilarious if like at the next convention we go to, like we just have a booth, we have a vendor, you guys like do autographs, like, oh, have a Mario 64 signed by one of the Minus World crew, and like they get home play and they're like, wait. What?
What happened to my cartridge?
Wario show you fun.
It's interesting you mentioned how like back in the day, how it'd be very easy to be gullible. And I'm just thinking back to if I saw like the Wario video where he's like chasing you down the hallway. If I saw that when I was like 8 years old, I never would have played the game. I would have been too scared. I would have been like, what the hell is this? Because it's so unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mario 64 did actually scare me when I was younger. I think I played it first when I was maybe 4 or 5, and just the Bowser laugh, like when you go to a door and you can't open it yet, that Bowser laugh really scared me to the point where I didn't want to play it anymore.
Who thought
game
Big
over
Boo's
screen
Haunt
scared me too.
music was a good idea? That is like the most eerie soundtrack out of almost any game I've played.
Oh,
yeah,
I would have.
It works with like Zelda, because I think Shadow Temple sounds pretty similar, but like that's Zelda, not Mario.
Dude,
Yeah.
Royal Family Tomb, awful in that game.
Yeah.
Nathan brings up a good point with like the game over screen, because like again, I didn't play this until I was an adult, but like looking at it, it's so upsetting. And I remember as a kid, I always hated, like, I always got such anxiety from seeing like a game over screen. I would like click start as fast as I could to like avoid seeing it.
The music's like da 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 da.
And it's just like Mario's disembodied head and just like all red and like sad.
Yeah, the striking red, the super dark tone to the music. It's like, damn, you really messed up, pal. How dare you die?
Mario's dead, buddy.
Mario literally died.
Should have got more 100 coins, idiot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a lot of like weird games that like spooked me as a kid. And it's just like that could be a whole podcast on its own. Just trying to think back to that. There's definitely more games where if I select the game over screen, I was like turn it off. I'm like, okay, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
Well, the piano was terrifying too in Mario 64. Like not wanting to go in that room because like I didn't know at first. I was at I believe it was like a hotel, a Holiday Inn or something, and Mario 64. We didn't own it at the time, but we were able to play it there. And I remember just, of course, the game is open at Big Boo's haunt. So like, oh, this is cool. Little kid who wanders through the corridors, runs to the piano. First thing, it's like awful, terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I kind of remember that piano the first time when I was like 9. I was playing the game with a friend, and we both jumped out of our seats when we first saw it, and then we ran out of the room. We never got the red coin. Yeah.
I was gonna say let's dive deeper. Let's go to the
bottom,
first abyss. No, not to the bottom yet. Let's go to the first abyss.
Oh, the Wario. I have to say that this tier is probably my favorite one, just because it's like a lot of these are super interesting stuff to me. I know that like most of them are probably like BS, but the Full Amon Archives, I think, for one, is one that's like, oh, that's kind of grounded in some sort of reality, and that's like really weird and interesting.
Oh, I just noticed HMC is the castle's septic system.
And it says HMC entrance is the sewer. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Honestly,
look up the charts for that, where people like screen grabbed all the different things and explained it.
That actually makes so much sense. You enter inside a well that does not. It's not clearly water. What could it be? It's sewer garbage. That's what it is. You go in there. What do you find? Giant bugs, poison gas. It's the sewer.
Yeah.
The sewer.
What are the walls, Nathan? What are the walls?
Sewer confirmed.
That's right. It's all green gooey. It's
all
probably yeah. It's all shit.
Always has.
That's what it is.
Always has been. It's a picture of Mario looking down to the pit. Like
That's all shit.
Then Toad's behind him loading a handgun.
It's like one of the worst levels too. I hate that level.
That was garbage.
Wow.
Not fun.
That really puts things into perspective. It's literally just a sewer. Holy crap.
Speaking of which,
Holy crap, indeed.
Speaking of garbage levels, do any of you get that negative aura from What Dry World?
I think
Only
the
in
level's
the
just
town
depressing.
Yeah, just the
Like, it's
town
just-
part.
I don't feel like the level's exciting. I feel like it's never been not a chore to do Wet Dry World.
Right.
I think objectively it's the most interesting just because of the water mechanics, but as for like the atmosphere and the environment, it is very bland and boring. Lots of grays. And then like the
It
town
just doesn't really look like anything. It's just-
Yeah. I mean, the environment isn't that good. And then like there's literally nobody in the town. There's no people. It's just a lost
Flooded.
town.
Yeah, it's weird.
It wasn't until last night that I was watching the videos that it really sunk in. That's like, oh, that is a town, isn't it? Like, that's really sad and like creepy.
Where did everyone go?
Yeah,
They all
Why is
drowned.
Mario
I
so
hear there's a
big?
mystery bit video on that.
There is. It's very old.
OG Tetra Bit Gaming.
It's like 4 years old.
Oh wow.
Even 5.
Damn.
It's been like popping out because like since this stuff's been popping off, people have been watching that video again, and I'm like, please stop, don't.
So here's something interesting. So I was kicking around the idea, like, what's beyond the iceberg, right? Like, what is like, you go past Mario 64, everything is personalized. Like, what's down there? And of course, I memed on Twitter, the saying that Todd Rogers speedrun was down there. No one actually has pointed out that the image is referenced to the video we all did together. which is kind of funny because it's the exact time that he gets the final star and then everyone's kicked off the game. But just like thinking about that stuff, like I feel like I have, and there's another version of the iceberg floating around that people took this image and they filled up with even more stuff. A lot of it's just, not really as I think as good as the OG iceberg, but I always kind of kick around the idea like what would be on the iceberg that isn't on here already. I
would
have
have
a
to
couple
look
different
through
ideas.
this.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Well, I'm thinking time travel would definitely be one because it's not on here at all, and I covered this in some of my old like super serious Mario lore videos go into this, but like the aspects of time travel in regards to paintings and stuff like that, and how you could build Whomp's Fortress or you could revert back to Whomp's Fortress before he became a tower. Things like that. Same thing with like reviving King Babam if he is supposedly the dud down below, to then bring him back up top. Things like that. The Todd Rogers certainly for the memes, just because it's absolutely incredible. I don't think it's on here either. I have an upcoming video coming out that I don't know when it's coming out actually. It's probably gonna be out by the time this comes out. But talking about the discrepancies between the rec room in Super Mario 64 DS and the slide area in Mario 64. And DS, when you go through that door, it takes you to, well, the room where you can swap characters out at, or you can jump into Peach's Secret Slide right there. But the truth is that the original Peach's Secret Slide room still exists. It's just behind the door, and you can never get to it. That would be something I think would go on this, because like there are instances on this iceberg where they reference things in other games, like the Rainbow Ride Village. That's from Melee, Smash Brothers. I think this the ally with info obviously references the DS
flower
version. So
Yeah.
I remember, I think I tweeted about that a few months ago. I remember seeing that room and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
This isn't supposed to be here. You never actually go in there. Why is this here? I assume they just took the model and ported it over.
Yep.
Or it could be a portal that you, in the DS game, you go through the door and it takes you to a different castle, a parallel universe castle.
Ooh, a different castle.
Interesting.
So
One thing-
Mario
I was gonna-
64
there's two
Plexus,
things-
man.
There's two things I want to. There's like an island one somewhere, and I don't remember where it is. It's like island in the distance or something.
Island in the distance. Yeah, it's the previous tier.
Isn't it like one of the
what is that?
skyboxes? Or I'm trying to
Maybe.
remember.
I think if I recall correctly, it's referencing. It's one of the levels. I can't remember which one it is, but basically, like one of the textures in the background of the skybox, like because it's stretched out, you never get to see the islands in the background. I don't remember if it's the Bomb Battlefield or Tiny Huge Island. I think it's might be Tiny Huge Island. And like you see a bunch of islands in the distance, and the question is like, okay, well, what's on there? Are there people there? What's on those islands?
I can't even. I googled it. Nothing comes up.
I
It
don't-
would probably, I mean, if I was thinking, it probably would have to be Bomb Battlefield, just because you have all those hills on the sides, which prevents you from seeing beneath the midpoint of the skybox. 'Cause I'm thinking like Whomp's Fortress, you could go to the edge and look down and see the fully encompassed skybox, and same with a lot of other levels. The only one where you can't follow bounds, hypothetically, a main stage. Well, no, because of Wet Dry World, you can do that too.
Yeah, but that's a town, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an actual town. Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely Mario 64. Or definitely Bomb Battlefield. I'll send you guys the image.
I don't think it'd be
If you
Wet
look at
Dry
Skybox-
World because that place is. Well, actually, never mind. I was gonna say the skybox is too low, but that's not true in the first portion.
There's also another really good mystery / theory, and it's like if the characters inside each stage, like if they're allowed to leave, because Koopa the Quick is obviously in Bomb Battlefield, but he also reappears in Tiny Huge Island. So is he able also to jump out of the painting and enter another painting? Can they all do that? Can a Goomba just jump out, transfer paintings, and go to whatever other world? Like that's another really thing I never thought about. But it's like, or are they completely separate? Or like, are there two Koopa the Quicks? Or like,
I think it's
I don't know,
just-
it's just something really cool.
I think you can kind of answer that question if you look at Mario Sunshine. I don't know if it's like the same idea, but in that game you can see the other levels in the background. So maybe it's the same idea with paintings.
I did
except
a video
you can't see the backgrounds.
specifically about the paintings in all the games. So you have that's one of the examples would be Mario Sunshine. Another one is Odyssey. Odyssey allows you to go into those paintings
Same with Odyssey.
and warp to different worlds. So the idea is that paintings, I guess if you want to get super nerdy about it, allow them to travel to different areas, but also turn back time. It's like, so the main aspect of the painting is time travel too, because even in Odyssey, you can refight bosses and stuff through paintings.
Yeah, through paintings.
That's a good point.
Well, they're different bosses. They're harder
yeah.
versions, so those might be different universes or different worlds altogether.
You never
goes back to
really
Hard to say.
you never really notice how like important paintings are in the Mario universe, because like when you think of paintings, I think you immediately veer toward 64, because it's just like that's the main way that you get from like level to level. But they're in Luigi's Mansion, they're in Odyssey, you know, like they're in a bunch of different games, and they have like different functions too. So it's just like, that's so interesting that they're such an important part of Mario lore.
They're inky prisons in Luigi's Mansion.
They are. That's true.
I think the only time, now that I think about it, the only time that portals or traveling to other worlds has ever made sense is with Mario Galaxy. And that's because you take a launch star and you just go to the galaxy.
Yeah.
It's so much more straightforward. But then there's like...
You physically go from point A to point B. There's
you
no
watch Mario go there. Like, there is no mystery behind how the whole process works.
I want to know what Mario 64 as a Freemason initiation is.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
That one's so stupid. That one's so dumb.
That's such a good...
Or 120 has spiritual significance.
Spiritual significance. How?
The Freemason initiation is just like finding like, oh, the coins represent this and the lava represents that. Like the spiritual significance thing too. It's just like, okay, all right.
Dude, yeah, it's when it's combing through those ones definitely stick out. I'm like, what? But I think those are the ones you chuckle at.
Yeah, or the brain diagram one. I think I read briefly on it. It's like, I don't know if it was the whole castle or if it was just Wet Dry World is like supposed to be like symbolic of a brain in some way. It's like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
I had such a hard time following it. I'm like, no, I don't know if this makes any sense.
What, Dry World being a brain? I just don't
think that's what it was.
understand that. I'm trying to figure out how that would make sense.
I know that there was one that I saw, but I don't see it here on this list. The Bomb Child one.
Yeah, that one's not on the list.
It's not on the list. Okay.
That one's associated. It's associated with Bob-omb Village.
Oh, okay. I see.
But yeah, that one's not on the list.
So
I did cover it.
Somehow, I ended up, something that I did made it up on the wiki pages for this whole personalization thing. Yeah, the Mipsole website. I was very surprised. The textureless Mario thing. Basically, it's actually in the Abyss section. It's on the very bottom. I was very surprised to see it because it popped up. I was like, hey, that looks like my thing. And it actually was my thing. It was when Simple Flips and I were doing my first challenge video. We were having issues just with Tiny Huge Island. Like, it kept just like breaking as a level. And then we went back to it, like some really creepy stuff happened. So we just recorded it and threw it online. So I was very pleasantly surprised to see that pop up on there, kind of like linking back to that video.
Oh, God.
My contribution to the mythos.
Oh, Jesus. Holy crap.
May or may not have been considered for one of my thumbnails. Now I know where it's from.
I'm not going to lie, Swanky, I might be using your Lego Mario terrifying black eye picture for a thumbnail in the future.
Well, the
It's
thing
so
is,
good.
Did you see that that's true?
Yeah. I saw. It's terrifying.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes, he looks
I was
freaky when he's not on.
Someone was holding, I forget what the guy's name was on Twitter. He's like, this is the creepiest toy ever. And I was like, I predicted that. I was like, it was supposed to be a joke, but it was true. And it's like awful.
Now, that gave me a lot of ideas for a video I want to do with Lego Mario, seeing how scary it looks. I was like, oh my God.
Well, when does it come out?
August 1st.
August 1st.
Perfect
Oh, jeez.
timing for Halloween. Perfect timing.
Yeah, there you go.
Are pre-orders open for that NES yet, or is that going to
No,
open up like?
it's. I keep checking the Lego site because I just want to get
It's like in a
everything.
week.
I
Yeah.
just want to get it all.
Are you getting
but all you
everything?
I'm gonna get everything. Yeah.
Like all the Lego DLC Mario characters?
Mm-hmm.
Every single
Yeah.
Mario.
I've calculated the cost for everything. It's
Oh
gonna be
my
like
God.
$700. It's gonna be a lot.
Good lord.
Tax write-off.
For
Tax
toys.
write-off. It
That's
is-
right.
Right
it's
off.
for
Tax
video.
It'll
Thanks,
make-
IRS.
It'll make for a spicy video though if I actually get them all. It'll be super cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I actually do
Oh my
want the
God.
NES one just to like hang up
Yeah.
afterwards because that's awesome. It's very expensive, but that's such a cool little thing to have.
Did you guys know that Super Mario 64 2 was canceled due to temporal leakage?
Temporal leakage.
What is that? Okay, what does that one even mean? I don't get that one.
I don't know.
There was
Temporal
a rift,
leakage.
there was a rift in the space-time continuum, so Miyamoto canceled the game. It's no longer worth it.
Oh my
It escaped
god.
his mind and now it is part of the void.
Sometimes I wonder, like, going back to, like, so I have here the OG Mario 64 Japanese guide. Very hard to find, but like, if we had access to this and some of the images that are in this, like, there's some weird. I mean, just like some of it's just like really weird. I mean, I don't know if you can really see it, but
I love box art in like those old manuals because it's like it's art of characters like you can't find anywhere else. I think it's really cool.
The renders, yeah.
Yeah, like that
Yeah,
sleeping Mario. I've never seen that in my life.
or Big Shoe Mario.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh,
one.
I've seen that like once, I think. But yeah, they're very hard to come by.
Like some of the cast,
that
like some
strategy
of the
called?
maps of the levels, and then
Now
Like,
I kind
did
of
you
Just
want
search
it.
for that one guide. Yeah, me too.
dude,
That's cool.
I forget what I searched for it, and I've only like I knew I had to snag it because I've never seen it sold anywhere. Like it's so hard to find because Mario 64 is so popular. They released so many different types of guides for the game.
What's
And
the
I
ISBN?
need this one. The ISBN is 4-09-1025554-4.
Easy find.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Oh,
If you guys get it,
40
I mean,
bucks.
it's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, but like this was brand new. Like this is like it's not scuffed up or anything. It's pretty nice.
Nice.
I was very happy.
That's cool.
But it has interviews in the back of it that debunk L is real. But it was never translated. Like those interviews were cut when it came to doing the English versions of the guide. So we kind of got screwed hardcore.
I wonder
But
why
that's
they would
also-
cut something like that.
No American child is gonna care who this Miyamoto guy is. Who the hell is Miyamoto?
It's got the OG artwork on the back, uncropped.
Oh, that's sick.
It's
I
pretty
love
legit.
that.
Yeah.
All those renders remind me of the old Got Milk commercial, which is a
That's
couple
like-
Oh
years up.
yeah.
That's like the
I think that's
best
on here, too.
commercial ever.
What is? Yeah, Mario
Yeah.
enters Wet Dry World early and got milk commercial.
He has like the
Yeah.
wrong. Or how many stars did he have?
It's like
39 or something?
31.
37 or something?
So here's the thing: you actually can enter. No, I think it was 17 because you can enter Wet Dry World with a minimum of 16 stars if you use the MIPS glitch, or normally just 30 stars. But I think it was. I'm gonna check the commercial now because I think
me
it was
too.
under 30 stars.
Did they keep showing that commercial well after 64 came out? Because I remember watching that as a kid.
I watched this
They did,
commercial
right?
when I was
Okay.
like 6 years old. Yeah, I think it was
And I
on
just-
for a few years. Oh, hold
yeah,
on.
I remember loving
Oh.
that commercial. Just like, man, Mario looks so good. He's like in the real world.
Yeah,
Mario is real.
Dude, I mean this
He
is
is a hero.
yeah.
He
Mario
is
is
a hero.
literally real. Okay, so the star
It wasn't
count
bagged
is
milk though.
What's that?
It wasn't bagged milk that they were advertising though. So
Unfortunately.
almost.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Almost a hero.
Rest in peace, bagged milk.
So this is 31 stars, by the way. So that actually
Oh, it
was
is
enough.
31, okay.
I don't understand that piece of lore in the iceberg because that is the correct amount. But what is interesting is the skybox is totally different. It's the Bob-omb Battlefield skybox instead of the one you normally see with like the city.
I wonder if that was because while I was watching it again, like I wondered, was that like made by an American animation company or was that like made in Japan? Because like would Got Milk would the milk campaign of the states commission like Nintendo and be like, hey, do you want to make a big ass Mario for our milk commercial?
I mean, the
I
house
would assume
he's,
it was made in the States.
the house he's running through is looks like an American residence, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. I just love how
Also, kinda-
quickly he grows. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like three sips, he's the size of the freaking fridge.
Also kind of related to that, I don't know if it's on the Iceberg or not, but there's like an old render of Hazy Maze Cave, which has a lot of things in it. Like there's like a chain, so it's like, was it a dungeon for like
Oh, yeah, that's in here.
bugs?
That's from this strategy
Is it?
guide. Let me find it.
Oh yes. And the other thing is like if you look at Mario's
page-
reflection, you can see the floor. Yo, that's sick.
Page
You can see
3.
the floor just cuts off. There's no like background. You can see like they kind of just didn't even bother modeling the rest of the stage for this render. They're just like, yeah, let's add a floor, whatever. we don't need a wall. We don't need the reflection to make sense.
It's all good.
But it's weird. It's like
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
a
it
dungeon,
works
like-
when, the game is so low poly on an actual, like,
Yeah.
CRT.
Yeah.
But now that we can actually see the game emulated, you can really see a lot of the, I don't know if I want to say, like, I lost the word. Like, not really a drawback, but, like, I don't know. Trying to jump the hurdle when they couldn't really do it, I guess, to make the reflection work.
I mean, there's a team who's creating modernized look for the PC port based off of the old higher res
Oh, I've
renders.
seen that. It actually looks really good so far.
Yeah, I
it's
really
pretty
gotta
cool.
like figure out how to load all those mods. 'Cause, like, I may or may not,
It's not too
for legal
hard.
reasons, have the port, but I don't know how to like add the actual mods. or
No, you
whatever.
don't.
It's actually-
Shh.
It's
If I
pretty
did have
easy.
the game.
You need basically you need you just find the mod, and then you have to have like a original copy of the .exe file, and then there's a program that just mashes them together and makes a brand new .exe, and then you can
Okay.
load it up.
I
Because
thought
I
it-
was experimenting with it, and it's actually not too complicated. So,
Okay, so I thought you had to do like command line stuff, and I was like, I don't want to think
no,
about that right
all,
now.
all the hard work is just finding the mods and making sure they're compatible. So yeah, it's
That's
not
good.
too- not
Because in
too
theory,
bad.
if I ever did come across that PC port, and in
No,
theory, if I
Grant, cut all
I'm
this
not,
out.
I'm not saying I have
Just
it.
kidding.
I definitely don't
If I
have it
had
sitting
that-
on my desktop.
if I had that game in Minecraft, I would, in theory, in Minecraft, get those mods in Minecraft.
There you
Speaking,
go.
Yeah,
speaking
there you
of
go.
the very bottom abyss of the
Oh, I thought you were gonna say speaking
of
of
the iceberg,
Minecraft.
the PC port of Legend, does it exist? No one knows.
Nobody knows.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't. it
that's
just- no.
way in the bottom. It's like, is it real? Nintendo's main account uploads a new image with like a even lower tier. It's like people with emulated copies of the game. Do they exist? Let us know. Send us your coordinates if you have a pirated version of this game.
Send all your ROM files to this address.
There's some renders in here that I don't
man.
know if I've seen online that I want.
You should
In the back,
maybe if
I don't know if you
I
guys
get
can
this,
see
maybe I'll
this.
scan them in.
Like it's like because there's all this text over it, and it's like super
Whoa.
super like it's a couple of them.
Oh, that was
I haven't
cool.
seen that one before.
That's a
That'd be a
good
cool
thumbnail
restoration
face.
project to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good restoration project. Like scan those and like remove the text somehow and in Photoshop and like freshen
I
them
think
up.
you could
Enhance
do
the-
it.
Yeah.
It would be a pain in the ass to get all of that text off of it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, clone stamping is
doable.
very, very easy to do. It would just take it'd be very tedious, I think, to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been going for almost an hour. You want to wrap
Dude,
up?
the iceberg's deep, dude.
It's very deep, yeah.
My favorite before we get to the end, my favorite is that the Lavender Town and Polybius mysteries were all just cover-ups from Mario 64.
That's a really funny one. Just because it's so dumb.
I mean,
Yeah,
a lot
they
of them
were just
are
red
dumb,
herrings.
but they also make you think about the game more deeply than you
Right,
probably
yeah.
should. Like, the whole sewer thing has blown my mind today. I can't believe it with HMC. Now, every time I go in there, I'll be like, wow, I'm in the sewer. This is gross.
Like the delicious cake one too is one that's similar to that. That it kind of just it's nothing, but it makes you think. And it's something that's so simple, but it's so like creepy and ominous because it's just like, where would that text have gone? Why? Like
Yeah.
What happened? I don't think I've seen this one yet.
It's like the text and the
It's near the bottom.
Actually, go ahead, Chari. I'll let you explain.
Yeah, no, from what I understand, like there was some missing text that was found in the code that just said delicious cake, and it was like in between two level names, I think. And people theorized that like it might have gone in the end screen, or just like, oh, delicious cake. But like it's so benign, it's so nothing. But just wondering, like, man, where would that text have gone if it was in the final game? What's the meaning of it? Why delicious cake? You know, it's creepy in a way.
Probably I feel like that might just been something that Peach would have said. Possibly.
Maybe, yeah.
Like in a text box.
Doesn't she say that at the end? I've baked a delicious cake, or at the start, I've baked a delicious cake for you.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know then. I mean, I guess they could have added it to the end, saying, "Here's your delicious cake" or whatever.
Yeah.
For Mario.
Thank you so much for eating my delicious cake.
So I guess I didn't realize this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the iceberg in itself is a meme, like the conspiracy iceberg.
Oh yeah, I've seen this format. I've seen this format forever ago. Yeah, I think the first time I've seen it was like just like musical taste. It was just like normie tier music on the bottom, and then once you get down, it's like hardcore Scandinavian Viking metal and stuff. As you get lower and lower. But I also saw a version of this for Sonic Adventure 1.
I saw it for Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that
I saw it for
sounds fun.
Zelda.
I don't remember what the mysteries were, but it's like is Emerald? It was like something about Emerald Coast, or like it was really funny. I should find it again. But yeah, they're really good. Some of them, again, it's kind of the same thing as this. Where some of them are obviously memes. Like they're just like they're not meant to be taken seriously. But
the Zelda one was pretty much, I think, 90% memes, because like I think the bottom category was like banning Ace in speedrunning or something like that was like like the most conspiracy level thing. There's like a bunch of like really
he knows too much
stupid stuff. That was good.
Banned.
That's funny.
Meme.
I love the bottom of the Sonic one, but the absolute bottom of the Speeps made this, of course.
Can you throw these in the chat so you can get them in the video?
Sonic the Hedgehog is real. That was so funny. G-Man presents. Oh,
what?
Big grows marijuana.
I can see that.
I can see that too. Yeah.
It's totally
true. Can you please make a April Fool's mystery bit video about Big growing marijuana?
Oh my god, that'd be good.
Big grows what? Could be the video title.
It could just be you going through each level looking for his secret stash.
It was originally supposed to be under his
That's
bed.
why he
but
likes
then
Froggy
Sega said,
so much.
No. Yeah.
Froggy has the key to his weed.
Froggy has the stash inside him the whole
time.
Some of these are so weird.
So for those of you watching who have been obviously following us along on this iceberg journey, what are some of your favorite, I guess, iceberg ranks and things on here? Is there anything that you would add if you could? Like if you were to, go back and add some things that you experienced. Like one thing we didn't talk about the Bowser room. We didn't even talk about the 1995 build. I guess we did a little bit through some of the content creators who upload stuff. But let us know your favorite icebergs.
That's right. Your favorite iceberg
tiers.
Top 10 iceberg in the comments.
Number 1. This one.
Number 1 through 10. All of this.
These.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This wraps up our episode of Minus Cast, and we'll see you in a bit. I didn't want to say it, but I had to say it.
I knew that was coming.
It's ingrained in our Minus World culture.
Cheers.